This is the story of the first paid gig I ever did as a musician. Right here is the promo that I posted on Facebook back in 2014 for the gig that I had coming on, I think it was June 7th, 2014, my first paid gig ever. Now I had done stuff in the past where like I'd play at like, you know, a college where for free. I played 3 songs at a college, you know, a couple times. I played plenty of times at my church, but I had never played a paid gig as a musician. I had a 2-hour time slot at a restaurant and I was essentially supposed to be the entertainment for the night. Let me tell you a little bit of the story behind the day. First off, I did a lot of prep work because 2 hours of music is a long time and I didn't really have a tremendous repertoire at the time. So I was practicing my butt off trying to like learn all these songs and stuff. And I was excited to make money from music, but I was also nervous to play in front of people for the first time, like paid. Like I had no experience in the sense of like I had to handle myself at these professional things and I was nervous. A little bit of backstory on how I got the gig because I think this is really important to share in the sense that when I first dropped out of college to do music full time, I had no idea how to do any of this stuff, and it was really important for me to document the process because I wanted to share it with other musicians in the hope that they could learn something from what I learned because I had no idea when I first started. So that being said, how I got the gig, I essentially just cold called 1,000 people, so many different restaurants and bars and locations, just different things, seeing if I could play live music there for them and essentially get paid for it potentially. A cold call is when you call somebody and they don't know who you are and just say, hey, I'm Jacob, I play live music, I want to see if you had any availability at your restaurant that I could play at. Or first of all, I want to see if you had live music, then see if you have any availability for your location. The reject rate is tremendous in the sense that like if you don't have thick skin as a musician, 2 things will happen. Either 1, you'll learn to develop thick skin really quickly, or 2, you won't make it, man. You know how many no's you have to go through before you get a yes? And if this is something you're really passionate about doing, you'll like go through those no's and you'll just say, you know what, I believe this is what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna keep pushing. And I would call day after day different restaurants and had a tremendous list. I'd send Instagram messages, I'd send emails if I had the emails, I'd send so many people just trying to get gigs, and finally I got one. I was so excited. So it was June 7th, 2014, I was practicing a ton, I had all this gear and stuff, and actually I don't even know if I had the gear at the time. I might have even borrowed it. I don't totally remember. This is about a month before I started journaling. So in July of that year, I started journaling every day so I could document the process even more. So had I journaled a little earlier, I would have been able to look back on this day and be like, oh, this is exactly what happened. I get there, the restaurant was called Chow Babies, and it was, I guess, I don't really know why, but there was a Rangers game, which is, Rangers, if you don't know, are one of the New York hockey teams. And I think they were in like the playoffs or Stanley Cup. So loud by the bar. They put me by the bar. I sat down, I started playing some songs, and at the time especially for the first couple of years of my music, it was very mellow. I played very like relaxing singer-songwriter music, and it wasn't the right vibe for this bar at the time. Maybe on a Tuesday night with, you know, ladies night restaurant, chilling, you know, or having a good time, glass of wine kind of thing, or even on a Saturday night, like, you know, an earlier time where we're just hanging out having a good dinner, I think it would have fit perfectly. Not from 9 to 11 p.m. during the Rangers game. It just made no sense. But I give tremendous support to my family because my family came out. I had a friend come out. Jamie came out. My wife, my girlfriend at the time, my aunt and uncle came out. It was cool, and they all had family style dinner. I played the music. I don't even know if they could hear me over the people screaming. I think I played like maybe an hour, if so. And the restaurant was like, "Yo, we're gonna cut this. Like, it's not the right vibe for the Rangers game, and people want to hear the game more than they want to hear live music." So. My first gig was cut short in lieu of the sports game, so alas, it was a great learning experience. I got the jitters of the first gig out, and essentially, I think I got paid. I think I still got paid. I don't know if I got paid the full amount or not, which in reality I should have because I booked that night, so like, I think I should have gotten paid at least the full amount. Who knows though, man, but there have been so many times I've played so many gigs, and there was another gig a couple years later where it was kind of a similar situation. It was like a Friday night. It was a loud bar, and it just, my vibe wasn't the right vibe for this setting. I was acoustic guitar playing, you know, some mellower songs, and after like an hour, the guy was like, hey man, like, you're good, but like just not the right vibe, so we're gonna pay you like $100 and have you pack up. Oh man, but that is the story of my first paid gig that I played, and there were many, many, many more to come. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned something like on how to get gigs, or just laughed along with me. But I was trying so hard to find a photo of myself from that day. I just couldn't. It was 9 years ago almost at this point. So crazy.